guys, welcome to another video of the Legacy Universe. Today we're going to be discussing episode number 6 from season 2 of The Boys. My name is John.
My name is Ash.
And let's dive into what is another crazy episode, because The Boys is crazy on its own.
This episode, there was weird stuff that happened, but I felt that the previous episodes were even weirder.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like I'm getting accustomed to this is what The Boys... This is what it gives. So,
yeah, no, the
creepiness.
I
felt like it was a more solid storyline.
Oh no, for
this
sure.
Episode against the weirdness. You know?
But that's the thing. Like the creepiness that I mean is, and I get where you're coming from. It's more of like the twists. Like the twists that happen in this episode were like, what the heck is going on?
Number one, we have to talk about the fact that in this episode we got to know Frenchie's past.
Yes, finally.
And we learn that he is actually the reason why Mallory's grandchildren were killed by Lamplighter. And we get to see everything unfold. And it's something that I really liked because we've been talking about Frenchie and how much we love this character, and we finally get some sort of backstory on him, and this was all before he actually joined the boys, because I think he worked for Mallory first, and then Butcher came in and Mother's Milk came in. Yeah,
the Mallory incident with Lamplighter, this was mentioned since the first season.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I think why Mallory distanced herself from Butcher. Mallory, all of this time, had blamed Frenchie for her grandchildren dying because he was told to follow Lamplighter.
The thing was that because he was hired by Mallory, because even before that he was just a regular thief. He pretty much is a chemist. Like, he knows exactly what ticks. He knows how to stun the soups. He knows how to put them to sleep. And honestly, it was a moment of weakness that's why that happened. So following that, we actually get to now meet a Lamplighter for the first time.
Finally.
Yeah. We met him briefly in the last episode, but just like the last bit, like 10 seconds.
And he was mentioned so much in season 1. So much.
Yeah, we get to see that he's all this time been in an asylum, but he's not been one of the patients. He's actually been one of the helpers, and maintaining the control. He's more the informant of STORMFRONT, which we get to we'll get to STORMFRONT in a second.
Yeah, we always have to talk about STORMFRONT in all of our episodes. Don't worry, guys.
Come on.
Basically, STORMFRONT uses him to see if the subjects are making progress, because we learn in this episode that Sage Grove is actually a center where they are injecting compound V into adults, because the side effects are very different in adults rather than infants. So they have like this psychiatric ward full of like
Arkham Asylum.
Weird soups that some of them have controlled their powers, some of them don't have any control over their powers. And basically, Lamplighter is the person who looks at the subjects with STORMFRONT, and then STORMFRONT is the one who tells him, like, this guy, he's got to go, you got to burn him. Or she can say she's good.
The boys actually headed this way because they gained this information from last episode from Starlight. So as we see the boys arrive, we're pretty much sold that Lamplighter is actually a bad guy. As we come to see, Lamplighter actually killed the children of Mallory by mistake, because he thought the grandchildren. Because he thought it was her in the bed. Like, you get to see in the episode that he's not a complete ass. So I really liked Lamplighter. Like, he turned out to be a great character that I want to see more of. And
definitely,
and I think we will. So
because he actually, by the end of this episode, he has a confrontation with Mallory. And and that confrontation leads us to one of our theories, which is that maybe Lamplighter is going to be the inside man for the boys. It's not going to be A-Train like we speculated in previous episodes, or even Homelander when he was losing it and He's still losing it, guys, honestly.
Oh my goodness.
He's still losing it. Maybe through Lamplighter's guilt, using that, then he'll become an inside man for the boys, and maybe what they need to go against Vought, and he's on Stormfront's good side. So he's the perfect ally for them right now, if I'm completely honest with you.
Yeah, at the moment, because, you know, it's like we get to see on every single episode that this, you know, their survival becomes thinner and thinner and thinner every single episode.
This is all tied into our next highlight, which is basically that Stormfront opens up to Homelander, and we actually we actually learn in this episode that she was the first ever soup, because she married Frederick Vought, and he actually gave her the first sample of Compound V, and she was born in 1919. And that was actually a fun scene, because we not only discovered that she was the first soup, but everything ties in with the highlights of Lamplighter that we're talking about, because she is actually using the ward, or the asylum, to create an army of soups.
And the thing about it is, to add into that, this is actually key. As you've seen in previous episode, how Stormfront is actually racist, and you see how she looks at A-Train.
That's still happening.
It actually is a little bit tied into where she was kind of born.
We can see that in one of the her
picture, like Frederick Vought. Looks like he was a Nazi, because there is a picture that you can see the symbol behind them as they are, I think, getting married. But that is actually supported to as of why Stormfront is the way she is.
I was gonna say that.
And if you want, you can literally kind of, mirror her to a little bit of a Hitler type of character.
Yeah, she's a tyrant.
Yeah, she's a tyrant. It's insane, and I believe that this is going to come into a crazy thing, because what I'm confused is that, remember, Edgar is actually African American, but she actually but she's working with him. Like, they're exchanging emails about things that have been going and how you're controlling our business or my business.
Something, but maybe it's too crazy.
What, that he actually...
What if he's Frederick, in a way?
It could be. And maybe, that... Theory time! Wait. Theory time! I'm thinking that because Frederick was actually trying vaccines at that time, and the first one to try it with was his wife, which turned out to be Stormfront, what if he actually tried out the vaccine after in him, and it turned out to be, some sort of, I don't know, like a chameleon power, because that already existed.
Like a shifter?
Like a shifter, but that one already existed with the guy that Homelander killed. That was trying to be the woman that he used to love, like his mom or something. Weird type of relationship. I can't clearly depict what it is, but we've already seen Stormfront be, apprehensive.
She regenerates too, so.
Yeah, we've already seen her be apprehensive at A-Train because of his race, and how she actually killed that man in the 60s, I think it was, from that lady that knew that Stormfront was Lady Liberty, and vice versa.
Yeah, but that's a good point, because she works with Edgar all the time.
Edgar, yeah. Or Edgar.
Or Edgar.
And she works with him. See how?
I'm not gonna be surprised at anything.
And we see how Edgar has been treating Homelander, and the faces that he's given him, like, no matter what you do, I have power. I'm just trying to build you.
Yeah.
All right, second theory. Now, I'm gonna explain how this theory comes about. We see Stormfront right now that's actually revealed herself to Homelander as who she really is. And Homelander was actually falling out of control. Now, the theory is Vought is taking control of Becca in a section where we already saw, because they already know that the sun is the only countermeasure in case they lose control of Homelander.
Nice. Good thinking, my bro. In episode 5, Butcher threatened them, saying like, I have pictures of Homelander's son, and then Edgar was like, okay, just leave them alone. So there's something there. Wow.
There's something there, and I truly believe that that's the reason why they want Butcher to stay away from Becca. Becca understands that she needs to stay away from Butcher in order to raise her son the right way, so that they can truly raise the actual Superman. Now, is this with the knowledge of Stormfront, or Stormfront doesn't know about this and she is just, they are holding him there?
Oh, that would be awesome if they were hiding it from her, because she would flip. We have some honorable mentions because, as we said at the beginning, this episode was very story driven in a way. It had weird stuff, but it wasn't as weird as previous episode, that it was just like, what is going on?
Honestly,
it was very story driven, very like character based. And this is something that we had a theory in previous episodes, was that there was a possibility that A-Train would team up with Starlight and the boys, and we kind of see in this episode that he actually ends up going to the collective church.
Yeah.
Because the Deep offers him Fresca.
Oh my gosh.
And this brings us actually to the question of, who is Alistair? And how does he know so much from Vought? He knows everything that's happening. He knows A-Train's condition. He knows the fact that A-Train was kicked out of the Seven, and now he wants A-Train to team up with him and the Deep to get them both back into the Seven. Like, there's just something iffy there that we don't know what's up with that.
And you said it in previous episodes that we believe that
they might be the true
villains. They might be. No, I think they're the actual...
a villain counterpart to Vought in a way.
I think they're gonna be the ones to try and take down Vought, because there might be like old history in there.
Yeah.
And
Stormfront apparently was in the collective
exactly,
church too.
That's what I was gonna say.
And that's something that hasn't been clarified. Well, from this, we are just asking ourselves if A-Train will end up with the Deep in there, and if it's gonna become like the School of Soup rejects from Vought, and then they're gonna make a stronger team. So that's another question that we have up in the air. Another honorable mention was Queen Maeve she actually has footage from the famous airplane scene crash in season 1.
Yeah,
which I remember that scene was like really tough to watch.
It was,
honestly. That was a scene that put Homelander on the map for everybody. Like, wow, this guy is an a-hole.
To add on to that, it is, I still feel, I don't know, but I still feel like they're, oh man, I just hope,
just say it.
I don't know, Queen Maeve, I'm failing.
We're rooting for her,
I'm
but it's just like,
want to,
there's
go
just
for
something,
her.
I don't know if it's like the writing or it's like the character per se, but we don't necessarily feel connected to Queen Maeve.
And it's not because they're actually going the route of the gender thing, the homosexuality, and it's not that it's not landing with that. It's just that there is the character itself. There's nothing driving from her. I feel more connected with Black Noir, that he's less in the show, than with Queen Maeve.
Sorry, I don't trying to sell her as a Wonder Woman, and I don't get that vibe.
I don't see that wonder.
I don't.
I mean,
You're an idiot. Another honorable mention that we have is Cindy. Who is Cindy? This character, very intriguing, and how is she gonna end up in the picture this season? Like, is she gonna end up with Vought? Is she gonna end up in the collective church? Is she gonna end up with the boys, with Lamplighter? I don't know, but I thought she was a very cool character. She's a very powerful character.
Very powerful. She's like Phoenix.
Yeah, and I think she was the only one who actually escaped from the asylum alive.
Right, yeah, she was. I think she was the only one. Man, I guess
we'll see. But it was a great episode, very story driven. And the last honorable mention that I have for you guys to close out this wonderful video. I have
crazy.
2 words. I have 2 words.
Love sausage.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching this episode. That is another weird one for the boys. We're gonna keep doing this until the season's over because we really enjoy talking about this series. It's super fun, super crazy, super weird, but extremely enjoyable, out of the norm.
Yeah.
But again, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed us talking about it. Please hit that like. If you did like the video, subscribe to our channel so you can keep we can keep updating you with our newest videos of discussions, of video games, of any other things that we can come up with so that you guys can enjoy our content. Don't forget that every Friday we actually have a segment called Reload where we actually deliver news for the Spanish speaking audience. And it is sponsored by the Puerto Rico Comic-Con / Geek Weekend.
You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram under the Legacy Universe. We also post a lot of really fun content over there, so you can like our page on Facebook and you can hit that follow button on Instagram as well.
Well, thank you guys again. We'll see you guys next time.